Okay, I'm going to be cooking Chinese greens with chicken. And the first thing I have to do is chop up this chicken breast here, which I've had frozen in my freezer for a long time, but it's still good. It's just got a little bit of freezer burn on it, but it won't affect the flavor. So I'm going to go ahead and slice it into 1/2 inch thick, they say, wait a minute, 1/4 inch thick against the grain. And then I'm going to marinate it in cornstarch, soy sauce, and sugar. So a 1/4 inch thick against the grain. It doesn't have to be that picky. That's good. This will work. This is against the grain enough for me. Yeah, 1/4 inch thick. Okay, so let me go ahead and cut this up about 1/4 inch thick, and then we'll go on to the next step. Okay, I chopped up the chicken. Now we got to make the marinade sauce, and the recipe here says right there we got to get 2 teaspoons cornstarch, 2 teaspoons soy sauce, 1 teaspoon sugar. Okay, so that'll be next. Here are the steps. Okay, let's go ahead and get, let's go with the sugar first. 1 teaspoon sugar. I start with the ingredients that are the least messy. That way I can keep using this teaspoon. There's the sugar. Okay, 1 teaspoon sugar. Now we gotta put in, let's go with this cornstarch next. 2 teaspoons cornstarch. Yeah, let's get like a knife to, there we go. 2 teaspoons. 1, 2. All right. And we got to add some soy sauce. Got to have that for Asian cooking. 2 teaspoons soy sauce. So I just use the Great Value brand. That works for me. My mother calls this Chinese soy sauce. She uses Kikkomen, which is Japanese, but this will work for me. I actually like the flavor of Chinese soy sauce. It doesn't bother me any. Okay, there we go. There's the marinade. Now, okay. So we got to marinate the chicken breast in this. We'll just go ahead and smush it all around here. I got this cookbook in the 1980s, like 1987 or something like that, or maybe 86. I bought it when I lived in Portland, Oregon. And I think I got it at an Asian grocery store. And then when I moved from Seattle to Florida, I lost it, but I was able to get it again. I think I ordered it through Amazon. Yeah, when I was working at Walmart. Okay, so here it is. We've got to marinate it. Okay. And then we'll work on the next steps. I know I'm going to have to chop up the bok choy. So I'm going to go ahead and wash the bok choy and get ready to slice it. And the Asians, whenever they stir-fry vegetables, they always slice diagonally. Well, I'll show you that when I get around to it. Okay, next step, I got to cut this into 1/2 inch diagonal slices to get ready for stir-fry. So I got to find something to put them in. Yeah. That's not better. This would work. Okay. Yeah, I got it. Alright, so let me just go ahead and cut these up. Yeah, 1/2 inch diagonal slices, so I've already washed these. Let's go ahead and get that off. Obviously don't need that. So it's kind of like that. See how that goes? About 1/2 inch right there. So I'm going to be cutting a whole bunch of these up just like this. Yeah, whenever Asians stir-fry their food, vegetables, they always cut them like diagonal. Okay, I think it's because it spreads the flavor around. Cut that off, do that. Okay, so it's like that. 1/2 inch, about 1/2 inch. Okay, so let me just go ahead and do that now. That's what it looks like, see? Yeah, so I'll be doing that for all the bok choy. Okay, I'm going to add about approximately 2 tablespoons of oil. I'm going to kind of guesstimate this. 1, 2, that's about right, yeah. About 2 tablespoons of oil. You say, you use extra virgin olive oil on Asian cooking? Yeah, why not? I do, I've been doing that for a while. You don't have to use that oil. You can use whatever oil you want, you know. Okay, so we're going to heat this up till this is my wok. This pan has many uses for me. This is my wok. Yeah, stainless steel cast iron pan will work. So we're going to wait till that gets kind of hot, and then I'm going to throw in my chicken, my marinated chicken. So I'm going to heat it till it gets hot. So when it gets hot, I'm going to throw the chicken in there. Okay, it feels like it's getting pretty respectably hot there. Yeah, I got it on high heat. Let's go ahead and throw this in here. Come on, this is my marinated chicken breast. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to cook that on high heat until it's done, and then I will remove it and set it aside. I'm not sure I had the heat high enough, but well, it was marinated with cornstarch, so it's kind of like sticking to the pan there. Yep. Got it on the highest heat here. Okay, we'll just keep swishing it around there until it's done. Okay, that's pretty good. It's going to cook some more when I do some later steps. We're going to take it out. Whew. Let's lower that heat. Yeah, I already did lower it. Okay, it's burning, man. Lower the heat. Okay. That's good enough. Alright, let's go ahead and go to the next step. The next thing I'm going to do now is add a little bit more oil. Woo! That's too hot. Add a little bit more oil. Throw in some bok choy. Yeah. Okay. And then add soup stock, salt, and cover and bring to boil. So the soup stock is going to be homemade soup stock, about a half a cup. Yep. Go ahead and throw that in there. This is my homemade stock. I made this. Let's throw that in there right away. It's burning on the bottom of that pan, so I want to get that in there. Okay, we're going to throw that in there. About a half teaspoon of salt. Yeah, that's good. All right. All right. Half teaspoon of salt. Okay. High heat for about a half minute, and then cover it. This is now the heat's high enough. It was burning, so I wanted to get this in here fast. About a half a minute. That's good. Let's go ahead and cover that. Cover it down here. All right. Okay, and then we'll get ready for the next step. Okay, we're going to keep it covered for about a minute while it's steaming. And then we're going to add the chicken back in there. And a little bit of cornstarch mixture. I've already got some leftover rice. It says to use white rice, and I haven't had time. I've got leftover brown rice, but I am going to make you some Asian white rice. I should have made it for today, but I didn't have time. But tomorrow I can make it, so I'll make another cooking video for that tomorrow. It's been about a minute. You don't really want to overcook these greens. So yeah, I know that much from Asian cooking. You don't want to overcook the greens. Okay, so that's pretty good right there. Now let's go ahead and continue. Alrighty. Go ahead, return the chicken to the pan. There we go. And go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and add us the, I made this ahead of time. This is cornstarch and water. That's about 2 teaspoons of cornstarch with a tablespoon of water. I'm going to throw that in there. Okay. We're just about done here. And we just kind of let it thicken up. And yeah, so you just keep cooking it till it gets kind of thickened here. Yeah, I think we're about done here. Put this at the bottom. Put that in there. Okay, what I'm going to do now, you can see it. That's pretty much done. Let's turn the heat off. I'll go ahead and microwave my leftover rice and eat it and try this out. Yeah. And then I'll have a new recipe. This is Chinese. This is a Chinese recipe. They didn't have big bok choys at Walmart, but you know, there's a lot of bok choy in there. It's just that the green part shrunk a bit. I might have overcooked it a little bit. Anyways, we'll try it. That's what it looks like. Take this out. Let me see if I can my fans would find this interesting, but this is the stuff that I used to cook when Brent Spiner first came in my life in the 1990s. I've had this cookbook since the 1980s, and I used to make stuff like this all the time. And I would serve it with Asian rice, like Asian soft grain, short grain rice. And I will be making a cooking video tomorrow to show you how you cook short grain rice using a pressure cooker. Usually Asians use a rice cooker, but I don't have a rice cooker. I use a pressure cooker. Here is the final product. There it is. Chinese chicken with greens, Chinese dish. Okay, let's go ahead and try this. Here it is. Can you see that? Let's get this up on top. There it is. Usually when I used to make this in the 1990s, I used to make it with white rice, but I didn't have time to cook it today. Good. I've made this before though. It's good. Would have been better if I threw in the chicken before I started burning the bottom of the pan though, but it's not bad. It still tastes good. Alright. Delicious.